The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
Welcome to the Conspiracy Files. Good afternoon, people. I'm back. I took a week off last week. Decided I kind of needed a little break. That's fine. Not a big deal. Every once in a while I'll probably do that. I just had a lot going on the last week, so I'm sorry I missed an episode. But I'm going to get one to you guys now, because things have kind of gotten to a point where they can't really be ignored anymore with this coronavirus stuff. It's getting a little crazy out here, and I think if you guys aren't doing anything to at least try to get yourself prepared a little bit, I think you're going to get into some trouble. There's so much at this point going on right now that I don't think we can just ignore it anymore. I don't think that this is something. I don't think it's a joke. I think it's very serious, and I think it's very important. And I don't want this channel to just become about coronavirus, but I kind of have to do it. So I'm going to kind of do this as like an impromptu thing, and normally I spend a lot of time putting together research, putting together certain documents, and putting stuff together just to give a full format, write it all out, and basically read off a little kind of like half script that I write, and I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. I think I'm just going to sit here and level with you, because I think that's the most important thing, and I think that's what's needed. I think it's time to kind of get real about it, and I think it's time to get smart about it. And I think if you're not preparing, then I think you're going to run out of time. And I think it's time to realize that this coronavirus problem is what it is. So today, as I'm recording this, it's now March 1st. Earlier today, President Trump had an impromptu press conference about the coronavirus and what all is going on with it. And it was unbelievable in a bad way. And what I mean by that is he didn't say jack shit. If you watched it, if you feel like you got something out of it, you probably didn't. I think he wasted a lot of people's time. And I'm not very happy about it. I'm really not. I think at least a couple weeks ago, this should have been labeled a pandemic. It definitely should have been at least a few weeks ago. And I don't know why it's not. And I'm just going to level with you, man. This is bullshit. This is absolutely bullshit. I'm pissed because at this point, our government officials are just telling us shit to pacify us for the time being. In my personal opinion, I feel like that's being done for one reason, and that's to float the market another couple weeks and hope that everything kind of blows over. And I think that it's going to get to a point where we can't ignore this anymore until we have to be honest with our people. And I think it's already to that point, and I think it's going to get past that point. But right now, we're being bullshitted. And if you feel that way too, you're probably pretty pissed, because I'm pissed. This thing has not been handled well. It's been handled professionally, but not well. They'll tell you that there's a few cases in a few states, 20 or a handful. But the information that I get from place to place, some of my sources are really reputable, very, very reputable. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call one of them H. That source in particular gives me a lot of really good info. And the info that I got from H is... Sorry about the beeping. The info I got from H is that basically, how do you test for something that you don't have any fucking clue what it is? You can't. How do you test for something that's mutating if you have a test that tested for what it was, but not for what it is now? Will it work for mutation? Probably. Is it going to be accurate? I don't know. But I'm of the impression, by talking to various sources, that they have no idea what the fuck this coronavirus is, this COVID-19 strand. They have no clue what it is. And I know they're trying to do their best to put all that information together and make it sound like they know what they got. And I know they're trying to keep people from panicking. And we'll get to that. But how the fuck are you not going to call an international travel ban? At this point, there are 60 countries that are showing cases, for sure, confirmed, all over the world. In every single major continent. We just had one pass in Washington State, a female that I'm aware of in her late 50s. I'm hearing another story of another individual, 19 years old, in Washington State passing, but that's not 100% confirmed. I'm still looking into that. Another patient in Perth, Australia, passed from this. And the cases are crazy. There are hundreds of cases in Italy in less than a week. Less than a week. This thing spreads so fast and so far because so many people are around each other all the time that by the time that they catch up to it and figure out where it's at, it's already in another place. And people are hopping on airplanes and coughing on each other, not washing their damn hands. Basically being typical people and being disgusting about it. Wash your freaking hands, people. Cover your coughs. Of course. That's common sense stuff. And that's what they're asking you to do right now, is do the common sense shit. We've known that all along. But we're past that point. We're past the point, and we're almost past the point of no return, my friends. This is absolutely ridiculous. The way this is handled has been absolutely ridiculous. Sorry for the popping. I'm going to move my mic a little bit. But the way they've been handling this is absolutely fucking ridiculous. You know, you send a guy that just got off the ship, still sick, tested negative twice, woo! And then you send him to a national news outlet with his daughter. Put him on the news. Give his daughter a bottle of water to watch him cough everywhere. And not cover it. But cough. With his young little daughter, takes her water bottle and says, "Hey, give me some of this." takes a big old swig of it, glug, 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 gives it back to her, cough, cough. National news outlet. Hey, grab your dumb shovel, you diggin'? How the hell are you gonna let a dude that was just in front of people who tested positive for coronavirus come into your news station with a cough and sniffles and every other symptom that are the major tellers of having coronavirus come into a news station? Trust me, that one was stupid, you guys. For those of you who are the informed ones, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. And I'm sure you said the same thing I said, which is, wow, what a group of fucking idiots. How are you going to let that dude... My God. Another one off the top of my head, Portland, Oregon, Lake Oswego. School district says it's going to close Forest Hills Elementary School until March 4th so they can deep clean the school. I was told that a week ago by somebody from Detroit. Thanks for that info, by the way. I appreciate you. They're also doing that in Detroit and several other places. 2 confirmed cases in Virginia. I can't tell you where yet. It'll come out. We'll just say it's within an hour of D.C. The Pope's probably got it. Nah, the Pope's definitely got it. They're not fucking fooling anybody. But he is 83, so he's right in the death range. If he gets it, it'll kill him. Well, I mean, he's got it, so it'll probably kill him. No amount of praying will help you there. What they show you guys on the media about this is not what's happening out there. Medical staff is overworked, exhausted. Shopping centers. If you guys go to my Twitter, at the Con Files, go over to my Twitter and check the latest video of the Costco in Brooklyn, New York. People are panic buying. The store is so full of people. It was backed up outside the doors, onto the sidewalk, out into the parking lot, and around the building. People trying to buy their last minute shit because they didn't prepare like they should have a month ago when I gave you guys the February updates and I told you should start buying stuff and start preparing then. That's when you should have done it. That was your cutoff. I told people. They laughed. And they said, this is, the flu's way worse, bro. And I said, okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to go buy some shit. So, you can laugh. I don't care if you think I'm dumb, but I would rather be safe than sorry. Did they not teach you that stuff when you were a young kid? How to be more safe than sorry? No? Well, they did me. People who are out there everywhere are panic buying, you guys. Buying last minute provisions. Buying bread. People spending their tax checks around where I live at the local Walmart on stuff they don't need, for sure. New TVs, all kinds of cool stuff. Cool toys, bro. You hungry? Nice TV. Want a sandwich? Hey, how are you gonna watch your TV when the power's turned off? Shit's funny, man. We've been ready for a long time. Thanks to my beautiful, wonderful wife. She provides the food and the care. I provide the security. She's got such a big heart. She wouldn't hurt a fly. I would. She wouldn't, though. We tried to warn our friends. Tried and tried. We just quit doing it because they just laugh you off. But I'm gonna kind of steer away from that. People are panic buying anyway, because they finally realized the things that people like myself were trying to tell them all along. Not saying that they listen to my podcast specifically, but there are several people out there, people out in the Marfoogle group, people out there in Prepperners group, many hundreds, if not thousands of channels saying, hey, you guys should get some stuff prepped if you haven't already. Telling you this months ago. I remember watching a video last year when we had the harvest shortage, and people were saying, hey, you should start buying stuff now because something's going to happen. We have a food shortage. Something's going to happen. Hey, guess what? It did. I think what you guys are not understanding here is that all of this is chain effect. We had a food shortage last year because we had a short harvest year. What that means is that we didn't produce enough food. We didn't produce enough grain. We didn't produce enough wheat. We didn't produce enough corn to sustain what we usually need to sustain normal levels. So what that means is that we're going to run out of food. And people are going to get hungry. Not all the food, of course. Just most of it this year. What we farm last year and what we store last year carries over to this year. We keep a 1-year supply, and by we I mean the government. They keep a 1-year food supply at least, enough to sustain. They set a number, and they say this number is the median number we need to keep everybody regularly satisfied. Not overly or under-satisfied. Normally satisfied levels. We'll just say it's 6. Overly satisfied 8. Underly satisfied 4. Right now we're at about a 3. Cut that shit in half. Now you're twice as hungry. And we tried to tell you guys last year to get shit ready. You didn't. We tried to tell you guys months ago when this started. We said, hey, this is important. In January. In December, we said, hey, this is important. This is really important. You guys should pay attention to this. And you didn't. And then it got a little bit closer. January, February. And I said, hey guys, this is really important and this is becoming very serious. You should get ready. And most of you didn't. And by you, I'm not talking to you specifically, who's probably been listening to this channel. I'm talking to the people who laugh it off and worry about if they have money to get their nails done next week. Those people are the people I'm referring to. Those are the same kind of people who laugh this shit off and just say, it's just the flu, bro. It's just the flu. Hey, Italy has 12 cities that are on lockdown, but it's just the flu, bro. Hey, Iran has 2 of their government officials die from this thing, and everybody's infected already over there. 2,000 cases. It's just the flu, bro. Okay. Hey, there's cases in Australia. Somebody in Perth just died today. Nah, it's just the flu, bro. Okay. So we have confirmed cases in 32 states in the U.S. and somebody in Washington State and probably another, and 4 in critical. 2 died. Nah, it's just the flu, bro. Okay. So we are restricting travel to South Korea, Italy, Iran, and a handful of other countries because coronavirus has spread so bad that you can't really go there without getting infected. Nah, dude. Flu's way worse, bro. Okay. I can't help you. I can't tell you what to do. I won't. But I can't help you. I would like to. Thankful for my wife. Very thankful for my wife. She did most of the prepping stuff on her free time. Used a lot of her money. I pitched in a little bit, but I'm here to provide the security. I'm the protector of the group here. As far as a plan, we're ready. As far as getting the fuck out of where we're at, yeah, we're ready. As far as being, having supplies, having what we need, taking care of the people we love, yeah, we're ready. We've been ready. And, you know, thanks again, a big thanks to my wife for that. Now we can kind of sit back and watch what happens and stay informed. And we don't have to panic, and we don't have to panic buy, and we don't have to panic sell. And we don't have to run around the streets and scream because we don't know where our next meal is going to come from. It's going to get scary out there. My question is for those people who are consistently denying. How far does this have to go for you? How bad does this have to get until you listen to people like me? How many more signs do you need that this thing is bad in order for you to do what you need to do? How shitty does your immediate world need to be in order for you to come out of your world of convenience? How far does the market have to crash in order for you to say, oh, there's it, there's my sign, there it is? How far? How far are we going? I'm already there. So what do you do now? For those of you who are probably new listeners, you know, we're rolling up on 1,000 listeners now. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for that. Big shout out to Canada, man, stepping up second place. United States, you're first with a whopping 85% of my listeners checking it out. Appreciate it. Canada, you're a close second by 4%. But nonetheless, you're second place. And you're fighting Australia for that second place. They're at 4% too. Thank you guys. I'm going to shout out all the countries that are listening right now. US, Canada, Australia, UK, Slovenia, Netherlands, Poland, Brazil, Portugal, Kuwait. Thank you guys. Reach out to me. I want to hear from y'all. I want to know what's going on in Slovenia. I want to know what's going on in Kuwait. I want to know what's going on in Canada and Australia. Reach out to me, man. Send me a DM. Hit up the email. On Twitter, it's just @theconfiles. Notice the logo. It matches the podcast logo. If you'd rather email me, make up a fake email. I don't ever expose my sources. I never will. I'll just give them a code name like H or 0 or 1 or whatever. Whatever you want. But I will never expose you. I will never tell anybody anything important about where I get my information from. I will tell the general gist of what category it comes from. For example, H is my medical resource. I have some law enforcement resources. I have a couple military resources, and I have a really special resource in the Discord I refer to as a librarian who has some insider info. So secret that he won't even tell me who he is or where he gets it from. I don't even know the guy's name. I know what he does. I know where he's at. And I know how he's getting his info. But I get it, man. You gotta protect yourself. I appreciate you, dude. Shout out to the librarian. If you guys want to join the Discord, the link's in the bio on my Twitter. Please join. We're trying to build that community up, man. Getting some people talking about this. Getting some people talking about future episodes on the podcast. I would love to have you guys in there. People from all around the world. Canada dudes, get in there. I'll build you your own special Canada group. Give you guys a little maple leaf icon. Or the Canadian flag or whatever you want. I'll do it for you guys. Come on in. But once the group starts to get over 100 members, I'm going to crack down on security because I know random people are going to join and be assholes because there's always a troll, and that's okay. I'll protect you guys from that. Don't worry. I'm telling you now that this is going to get way worse. I do this podcast. I want to be able to do it full time, and with your guys' help, I can. And we'll get there. This is grassroots right now, and we'll get there. I want to be able to do this full time, so when things like this come up, you guys aren't surprised. I don't want you guys to be caught off guard, and I don't want you guys to have to go panic buy, and I don't want you guys to try to sit there and think about what you're going to do 3 meals down the road and you have no food in your pantry. But, truth be told, we're kind of getting past the point of no return here, like I keep saying, because it's true. This is going to get worse, and it's going to keep getting worse. It's not going to get better for a while. The reason why I say that is there are plenty of naysayers out there. There are always going to be plenty of naysayers out there. But for those of you who are listening to try to gather info, you're doing the right thing. But it's also time to act. It's almost past the time where you should have already acted. You should have. That's just the blunt, honest truth. I'm not talking down to you. I don't want to make you feel like you're not being wise about this. But you should have been prepping already. The big warning sign is look at the stock market. We lost 3,500 points in basically a day and a half of trading on the market. This is the biggest drop since the economic downturn of 2008. And for those of you who are old enough to remember, like myself, what happened in 2008, the market crashed. Manufacturing was the first thing to go out of business. I myself suffered from that, and I was unemployed for 10 months straight. Couldn't find a job anywhere. That sucked. It was hard. It was probably it was the second worst thing I've had to do in my life. There's a lot of time where you're bored because you can't afford to do anything. So you get creative. So you don't lose your freaking mind. That's going to happen again. That's not speculation. That's not a guess. That is a fact. And that is coming. How many more signals to that do you need? How many more signs of that do you want? Now, I don't know, like I keep saying, I don't know how many signs you're going to need, because I truly don't know. This stuff is all very telling, and if you have been following any sort of media, you should be able to put together the pieces, and you should be able to see where this is all going and where it's going to lead to. Having a mask is not nearly as important right now as you making sure that you have your preps in line and making sure that you're not going to be up shit creek without a paddle. That's going to be the most important part so far. And once you realize that, if you haven't yet, realize it's already too late. Because it is. You should have done it. Iran will fall apart. And what I mean by that is their medical response is less than pleasurable, weak at best. I have some general information on Iran that they are incinerating their bodies immediately. I've been debating on whether to post the video of this as proof. I don't want to, because I want to do everything I can to keep my Twitter alive and unbanned. But I also think that the people are entitled to free information. And it shouldn't be scrubbed, and it shouldn't be hidden, and it shouldn't be lied about to the people who keep the country afloat in which they live by paying taxes. We should have access to that information, but at the same time I have to be careful so I can keep giving you other information as well. So I'm at a debate point, and I think I'm going to save those sorts of things for the Discord channel. The very important stuff, the real world stuff that's happening, you'll be able to find it in the Discord channel for sure. As far as it being on here, on the Twitter, out there in the public sphere, I don't think so. I met a really good source here recently. Really good person. Lots of good info. Verified info. I won't tell you any more than that because, once again, I will protect my sources to the death. So I will just call this source N. N has a very well-rounded perspective on things, on what's happening right now, what's been happening since about 2013, and what's coming up, and N and I are on the same page about a lot of things. And it doesn't look very good. California, popular mainstream media will tell you that there are 20, maybe 30 cases. Try more like 8,000. New York, you're in trouble. New York, I think, in my opinion, and from what I can tell, and from what I hear, is going to end up worse than California. They will catch up and ultimately overtake the case rate in California. Imagine all those people on the subways. Imagine all those people touching handrails, going into the shops, walking to work as they do every day, taking Ubers. Imagine how bad it's going to get over there in a short amount of time. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see some cases flare up in Baltimore. And then once that happens, you're going to see all of a sudden, New York is plagued with cases of this. How did this happen? Gee, I wonder. And we screwed over Australia. We built not a physical wall up from them, but we put a wall up and we said, well, screw you, you're on your own. Sorry about your fires. Sorry about all your animals dying, and now you're all sick and dying, so sorry about that, but you're on your own. Sucks, man. Really, really sucks. So they're going to be dealing with this, and they're already dealing with enough as it is, and now they have to deal with more. I wonder how they're going to come through. I wonder how they're going to make it. I'll just be blunt. Those people in those bigger cities of Australia are going to have a really tough time getting through this. People who live on the outskirts, I think they'll be alright ultimately, but it's going to suck. So those of you who are prepping, keep in mind you need to have some things on hand. Obviously food, obviously warm clothes, cash on hand, things to trade, silver, gold, other precious metals, gems, anything that would be considered valuable in a time when money doesn't matter, skills, knowledge, anything you can teach, anything you can trade, anything you can make, anything you can barter, and you'll become an asset. I stay away from fear-mongering for a reason, because I think enough people do it, and they put enough crazy ideas inside your guys' heads, and I don't want to do that. I want to be a serious and reputable source as much as I possibly can. Some things that seem way out there usually come verified or from a good source or both. And even though it seems crazy, it's all speculated on, and in one way or another it's been confirmed. And just because it's not in mainstream media doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You guys need to break away from your trends of listening to mainstream media all the time and understand that each one of them has their own agenda. I don't. I guess if I were to have an agenda, my agenda is keeping you guys safe. That's my only agenda. Making sure that you have the tools that you need and the knowledge you need to be able to take care of yourself when shit like this happens. Because this isn't going to be the first time that this is going to happen. This is going to happen down the road again. This disease is going to show people who didn't have to live through anything. People who have never taken a good punch to the face are going to take a punch to the face. And it's going to make you a better person. It's going to suck, but you're going to come out better on the end. But the next thing that's going to get hit is oil. And you'll see that happen. Watch the market. Watch the news. Oil takes a hit in lieu of growing coronavirus perils. I don't know. However the media wants to word it. But it's going to happen. Oil's going to take the next big hit. Then we're going to circle back to cases. And we're going to watch things get leaked, like Miramar in California. Which is absolutely nuts. The things that they're not telling you that you have to physically go out and seek are the things that I'm trying to provide to you guys. And they exist and they are real. And they sound so absurd. Imagine watching a video of a military base in Miramar of a bunch of people in hazmat suits with some with SWAT gear on, shields, tanks full of disinfectant or whatever it is. 30 of them walking into one building to decontaminate the place. Seeing it all on video, showing somebody who has no idea the video, telling them what they're doing on the video, only to say, meh, I don't believe it. Okay, well, it's right there and you just saw it. I don't know how to help you after that, bud. You can't tell everybody. Not everybody's going to want to listen, and that's okay. That's on them. That's their time. But what you can do is look out for yourself. And what you can do is inform yourself. And what you need to do is you need to understand that your daily conveniences in your life are going to go away for a little bit. Shit's going to get hard, and it's not going to be easy, and everybody's going to be in the same boat. So don't complain when you're not ready. Save your money. If you want to get crazy about it, is it time to pull your money out of the bank? I don't know. We'll see Monday morning. If we lose another 1,000 points, that's a very telling sign. The ultimate telling sign that you're going to want to look for at the market specifically is what's called a margin call. If you ever hear anything of the market calling for a margin call, pull your fucking money out. Do it. That's going to be your one and only sign for you to know that shit's going to hit the fan. That's going to be a very big shit hit the fan moment. So remember that, margin call. Put that in the back of your mind for later. Watch what happens in Japan with margin calls. Monday morning, pay attention to it. Read the news, type in Japan margin call, read about it, learn as much as you can. You need to know. I'm only stressing on it so much is you need to know. Absolutely, 110%. You need to know that knowledge, and it's out there for you to read. So go search Japan margin call. If you want to see a good test run on what we're about to run into, there you go. That's probably the best piece of information I'm going to be able to give you tonight. And I say all these things because it's stressing. It's all been weighing on my shoulders quite a bit. And this is the best way to get the info out because this podcast is really taking off. And the more people that listen, the more people I can talk to, the more people I can get the info out to. And that's always a good thing. And as I go, I'm going to try to make these podcasts, toward an hour. I want to stay away from that half an hour mark. I don't feel like I can give you enough info in a half an hour. And I need to extend these out to, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever I can do. So I'm going to try to do that. But keep in mind, just washing your hands and covering your cough is surface grade common sense shit that everybody should just do. There are things way above that and beyond that you need to be doing. Most importantly, you need to be looking out for your neighbor and your fellow man. Because when times get really tough, what happens? People come together. And what happens when times get really tough? People panic. And what happens when people panic? They do a lot of stupid stuff. I think this week will be very telling of that. Desperate people will make desperate decisions and do panicky things. And you're going to read about it. You're going to see it on Twitter. You're going to listen to it in the news. And if this isn't a big enough sign for you, then I don't know what is without you physically seeing the effects of this. Without you sitting there watching a body be incinerated or a group of bodies be incinerated in plain sight in Iran. That has happened. It'll happen here. Give it time. Watch what the other countries are doing and understand that it is going to come here. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the when is going to be here sooner than later. Rash decisions, the hard decisions, are not easy. They are very hard to do. They're very hard to watch. I've made my fair share of rash decisions in my life, and they are not easy. Somebody always gets hurt. Somebody always gets hurt. Remember that. Take care of yourself. Start to look out for yourself. Practice things. Learn some new skills. Understand that you're going to eventually be expected to perform certain tasks that you may not want to do, but you may not have a choice. And nobody's going to care if you want to complain about it or not. Sorry you didn't get to binge watch Altered Carbon because you had to stop and do something that you were forced to do. Sorry you couldn't go out and have pizza tonight. Sorry you couldn't go out and enjoy that ice cream, and you had to have rice and beans and potatoes for dinner instead. It's just the start. It's just the start. If you don't have a bug out bag, get one. Get it ready. Better safe than sorry. I would rather be ready to go and not have to be ready to go and not have to go than to never be ready and have to be forced to go and then say, oh shit. Getting my things ready as we speak. Getting ready for what might come, what might never come, but what probably will eventually. Better safe than sorry. I don't think anybody will argue that. There are always going to be people that will tell you that calm down, the flu's way worse. Calm down, the flu's crazier and kills more people. Cancer's killed more people. Car wrecks kill more people. Drunk drivers kill more people. True, 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 and true. But I've never seen any of those things crash the market. I've never seen any of those things lock down the borders. The Spanish flu? Sure. That was a different time, though. I'm talking about now. But I've never seen any of these things cause people to incinerate their own citizens, lock down their own citizens, and weld their doors shut to their apartment complexes so they can't get out or in. Weld their apartment doors shut so they can't get out. I've not seen the flu do that. I've not seen a cancer epidemic do that. I've not seen drunk driving incidents do that. If you can find a time where that happened, I'd like to know, but I can't think of any. I don't know of any. Historically, like I said, there's been cases, but those are pandemics, which is what this should be. They should have called this a pandemic, I don't know, a month ago. And like I said, we should have locked out all travel internationally, in or out. Because this shit's gonna get bad. Keep your eyes on Twitter. You'll find some good info there. You'll find a lot of bad info, but you'll find some good info overall. You'll learn some things. But ultimately, when push comes to shove, I hope you learn what you're about. I hope you learn some things about yourself. I've had to live through some really rough times. I'm pretty confident I'll be just fine. Other people, though, I've seen a lot of people grow up living really spoiled lives, never being told no. Getting everything that they want instantly and immediately. Imagine taking somebody in their 20s now who has super fast internet, technology where you can deliver instant messages to your friends, Snapchat, Tinder, Grindr, whatever your cup of tea is, live streams, video games, food, friends, movies, all the conveniences of daily life. Imagine those things going away and people who've never had to live without finally have to do without. Imagine how they're going to react. They're going to do panicky things. They're going to go to what they know. The only thing they know is technology. It's going to be rough. Better learn how to deal with it now. Better learn how to write a letter. Better learn how to ride a horse. Better learn how to tie some knots. Better learn how to sew. Old school skills, fam. Learn them. It'd be good for you anyway. I'd rather have it and never have to use it. But again, man, thank you guys so much for everything that you've done. This podcast is really taking off, man. It really is. People want to be in the know about things, and I understand. I do too. I have a lot of sources out there giving me info. I have a lot of reputable sources giving me info. Specifically H and specifically N. Thank you guys. You're both really awesome. And thank you to the listeners who sit there and listen and never interact. That's always going to be the biggest group. You guys are awesome, man. You guys don't get enough credit for what you do. You just listening to this is all I would expect and all I need. I don't need your money. I don't need your praise or your accolades or any of that. I would like your review, though. A review would be cool, if I've earned it. I have a Patreon, if you're interested. I've got a Twitter, @theconfiles, and if you want to be discreet in email, conspiracyfilesmail, MAIL, @gmail.com. Hit that up. Let me know what you got going on in your area. I want to hear what's going on in the States with this coronavirus, wherever you live. Tell me about it. Tell me what's going on with the schools. Tell me what's going on in the public. Are people panic buying things? And for my other listeners, my 4%ers, and the people under that, tell me what's going on in your country. I want to hear more about that too. We should all be sharing this info with each other, and we should all be working together to learn a few things. So why don't we do that? Let's get together in the Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, it's a free server where you can make an account for free, and you can reference my link in my Twitter bio. It'll take you over to the Discord app. It's a free download. Make yourself an account and join, and you can sit there and talk with other fans and friends of the Conspiracy Files. It's a slow-growing community, but we're going to grow it, and it's going to be a great community. I hope you do join it. It's pretty cool. Made a lot of good friends so far. You guys are really, really cool people, man. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Be smart. Do the right things. This is going to get tough. It's not going to be easy. It's going to suck. Find your group. Get yourself ready. And be ready in hopes that you never have to actually be ready. You're going to watch people panic buy more and more. You're going to watch the market drop more. You're going to watch fears grow. And you're going to watch people say, oh, it's no big deal. It's just the flu, bro. That's all going to happen. But now is the time you need to not worry what other people say. And you need to focus on what you need to do. I'll tell you up front, everybody who knows me knows I don't give a shit if somebody wants to make fun of me. These are my beliefs. I put them all out here in a podcast for you in audio form, so you guys can hear what my beliefs are. Hopefully they align with yours. I guess if they didn't, you wouldn't be listening in the first place. But hopefully you learned a few things. And honestly, there's so much going on with this now that any update that I tell you is going to be completely outdated immediately upon posting, because the numbers change, the numbers are fluffed, the numbers are lied about. They change every hour. They change every half hour now. There's going to be more people to die from this in our country now that they're actually acknowledging it. Expect a lockdown. Expect it. I'm not saying maybe it'll happen. I'm saying expect it to happen. And expect it to happen soon. Because it probably will happen soon. And by probably, I mean it will. Once it gets bad enough, and once they put it off long enough and realize they can't float the market this long, and it's going to fail, trying to appease people who don't matter, what matters are the people. And as an elected official, you have an express responsibility to those people. You literally owe it to the people to tell them what the fuck is going on. And when you don't do that, we get pissed. We get really, really pissed. We work every day, most of us paycheck to paycheck, making just enough to get by. We squeak by every week. We say, man, I don't even know how I got through that week, but I did it. Only one more day to payday. Only 2 more days to payday. I got this. Barely getting by. Just to do it all over again. And for us to give you 35-40% of our paycheck. And just to have you hold on to that money. By the way, IRS, I want my fucking money. You took it. I want it back. You know, when our bills are due, we get fined late fees. We get fined interest. We get our shit taken away. You can be as late as you want to, with no repercussion. You can just say, oh, this reason, that reason, because we're the government. Seems fair. Seems just. Doesn't it? But hell, as soon as you owe them money, they're all over you, aren't they? Amazing how that works. I want my fucking money. But I'm going to call it. I give you guys a nice hour here. It wasn't so much a learning moment as it was, we're getting close to the shit hit the fan moment, and you guys should be thinking about other things other than just prepping. And be thinking about your safety. Be thinking about where you're going to go and what you're going to do if you live in the city, how you're going to get out. If you don't live in the city, how you're going to protect yourself from the people who live in the city coming out of the city into more open areas, because that'll happen. You're going to see robberies increase. You're going to see looting increase. You're going to see buildings getting smashed, things getting set on fire, because people do stupid stuff for no reason. Then there's always the good people that step in and generally put a stop to it. We'll see what happens. This week is going to be a very telling week. I don't want to say the word prophetic, whatever it is you believe, but it's going to be a very, extremely telling week on what happens. Keep an eye on oil. Keep an eye on Japan. Keep an eye on South Korea. And keep an eye on Iran. Watch what they all do, because it's coming for us. United States people, it's coming for us. And I keep going back to it because it's amazing that I'm speaking to people all over the world. Just my little grassroots podcast. That's an amazing thought, really. And now I think it's at a point where I can tell you guys all the exact same thing. Get ready, it's coming for you. It is. Every single one of you in every single country, get ready for it. It's been bad, and it's worse than they say it is. Every single one of you know it. But those of you who don't believe it, you're going to find out, man. Pray if you pray. If you don't pray, get to work. I'll probably do both. This is Zero with the Conspiracy Files. Good luck to you. Have a good night.